Hey guys, today is a special lesson. Why? Because it's a lesson about a topic or about some work that I know many students make mistakes in. It's not hard, but students make mistakes because of one thing. They don't concentrate. I need you to concentrate full. I need you to give me your full brain power when we're working with these problems here. These problems involve circles. What we're actually doing is we're working out the perimeter of these figures. There are straight lines in these figures, but there are also circular or rounded ends or rounded parts and rounded edges to these figures. Very important that you concentrate. The only problem I've noticed with students is they don't concentrate and they make mistakes. So here we need to concentrate, make sure we don't miss anything out, or else our final answer is going to be wrong. Let's get started. Find the perimeter of the following figures. Correct the 2 decimal places. In here we have this figure and we notice we want to find the perimeter. The perimeter is the total surrounding. The total surrounding is made up of the curved edge, which is basically the semicircle in this case, and the straight edge down the bottom. So it has 2 parts. It's made up of 2 parts. How are we going to do this? Well, we need to split up the perimeter into the 2 parts. We have the straight edge and we have the semicircle, that circular end that we have. We need to work out both and then add them together. The students that I've seen, they can work them out, but sometimes they forget to add them together, or they forget one part and they do the other part. That's where they make mistakes. That's why we're saying we need to concentrate. Let's do and find out the answer, and you'll notice it is pretty simple. Okay, we're going to work out the perimeter of this shape, and we notice it is marked in green and marked in blue. So the 2 parts, we're going to work out the green and then add it to the blue and then get our final answer. The green is a semicircle. We know that the formula for a full circle is C equals pi d. C equals pi d. That will give us the circumference of a full circle. Do we want a full circle here? No. The green is only half a circle. Half a circle. So how are we going to do that? Well, basically, C equals pi times the diameter. The diameter of this half circle is 10. And because it's half a circle, we're going to times it by half. Let's work out this green part, this green edge of this figure. Grab your calculator and do it with me. Pi times 10 times half. Make sure you type everything into the calculator properly. 15.7079. Always write a couple of numbers extra because we only round at the end. Never ever round in the middle of your working out. The rounding, it says correct the 2 decimal places. We only do it right at the end. Very important note. So we have the circumference of this semicircle, which is the green part, the green edge of this figure. Now we need to work out the blue. Well, the blue is very simple. It's actually just 10. So the length of the blue line is actually 10. The blue edge is just 10. So all we're doing now is adding 10. So the total perimeter, the total circumference, 15.7079 plus 10 is 25.7079. And now we can round it off, 25.71. The 7 rounds off, because it's above 5, it rounds off the 0 and it becomes 25.71. The 0 becomes a 1, it gets pushed up. Because its friend over here is 5 or more, it pushes it up. So our final answer, the perimeter of this figure, the total is 25.71. Was that hard? No. If you follow the rules and if you notice and you pay attention to every detail, you won't make mistakes. You won't get frustrated, you won't get annoyed. But as soon as you don't concentrate, you are going to get annoyed, you're going to make mistakes here and there, and you're going to get frustrated. Always pay attention to the detail. Here, this figure was made up of 2 parts, the semicircle marked in green and the straight edge down the bottom. That is the full all the way around this figure, which is the semicircle and the straight down the bottom. Add them together, 25.71. Let's do another example. Okay, the next example. We notice it's made up of, again, a semicircle and 3 straight edges. So this one is a little bit more hectic, but doesn't matter. No matter how hectic it is, we're going to smash it. Okay, we notice we have a semicircle and we have 3 straight edges. So altogether, in reality, there's like 4 parts. And here we've actually color-coded them so we know which one we're doing. Let's do the green one first, which is the circular edge on top. We notice a circular edge, again, it's a semicircle. So we would like to work out the semicircle. We know the formula of a full circle, C equals pi d. We want half a circle, so pi times d. And the diameter here, what do you think it is? It's in fact 18. Where do we get 18 from? Because the bottom edge marked in blue is exactly the same length as the dotted line in red, which is the diameter. So 18 is basically the diameter of this semicircle. 18 here, and of course it's a semicircle, so we times it by half. Let's work out the edge which is marked in green. Let's do that now. Again, grab your calculator and do it with me. Pi times 18 times a half, 28.274, and let's put a 3. Again, we never round off until the end. Very, very, very important. So now we have the circular end in green. That is the circumference for that area or that part there. Now we have the 3 straight edges. We need to add them up as well. We have the edges marked in purple. They are 15 each. So we know that we have 15 plus 15. That's the 2 purple edges there, those edges that are vertical. And we have one more, which is the 18 down the bottom, marked in blue. So we have our circular edge on top, marked in green. We have the 2 15s on each side, and we have the 18 down the bottom. So we have now the total, the whole surrounding, all around the shape. We have all the edges, the 4 edges, the green one, the 2 purple ones, and the blue one down the bottom. Now, again, grab your calculator, let's add up and find the perimeter of the total figure. Plus 15 plus 15 plus 18, and add it to the answer on top. 76.27, and that is our final answer to 2 decimal places. Very important, we look at every edge. We walk around the whole perimeter. We make sure we go around as if you're walking around the whole perimeter of the shape. Very important not to miss one, and very important not to double add extra edges that you've added before. Very important, or else you make mistakes. So it is pretty easy. Break up the shape. We've broken it up. We have our circular end, which is up on top in green. We have our 2 purple. We have our blue one down the bottom, and we add them all up. 76.27 is the perimeter of this figure. Let's do one more example. Okay guys, our last example. Are you concentrating? Are you ready? This one is really, really hectic. Okay, we have a diagram there. We're asked to find the perimeter. We notice that there are a lot of edges. We have the circular edge on top. We have a lot of other straight edges. We make sure that we add them all up. We don't miss anything out. If we do, we're gone. We're finished. Make sure we always add them up. Let's do that and make sure we don't go and we don't stuff up at all. Again, let's start with the circular end. Get her over and done with. The circular end, we can see that it's marked in brown. It's marked in brown, so let's do that first. C equals pi d. Pi d. And we know it is half. Because it's half, we basically have to half it. Pi times the diameter. The diameter we can see here is going to be what? It's going to be 12. How? Because we know that the bottom, marked in blue, is totally 24. So it's all 24. And we know that the green lines are 12 each. So that means the dotted line is half, or is the other half of 24, which means it's going to be 12. One side is 12, which is in green. That means the dotted line is also going to be 12. 12 plus 12 make the 24 down the bottom. So we know that the diameter is 12. So pi times 12 times half, because we know it is half of a circle. Let's work it out. Grab your calculator. Pi times 12 times half, 18.849. Okay, now we've covered and we've finished the top marked in brown. That's done. That's the circular edge. Now we're going to add all the other straight sides, the other straight edges. We know we have a 12 marked in green. Then we have the 24 marked in blue. Then we have another 12 marked in green and another 12 marked in green. So we can add everything up. The brown, which is the circular edge on top, the 12 and the 24 and the 12 and the other 24. All together we add them up. Make sure you don't add the 12 in the dotted line, because that is not the perimeter. That is only marking the diameter for us. Very important. The dotted line is inside. It's not part of the total shape. Very important not to actually add that up, or else you're going to get it wrong. I've seen students that add all the numbers up. No, only add the outside. Remember, perimeter is the outside edges only. So here we're only adding the outside edges. Add them up. Plus 12, plus 24, plus another 12, plus another 12, plus the 18.849. And our answer is 78.849. Two decimal places, 78.85. So the total circumference, the total perimeter around this shape, it looks big. It's very simple though. Once we follow the steps, it is 78.85, of course, in centimeters. That is our answer. 78.85 is the total perimeter. Again, we need to concentrate. Don't get worried, don't panic when you see a large diagram with a lot of information. Make sure you go step by step, break it up like we do, and you'll get it all right. Make sure you break it up and you'll get it right.